Good morning. Welcome to the Windsor Star News Cafe. I'm Don McArthur here with Dale and Kristy and our special guest, Santino Pirrone. He's running in Windsor's Ward 10.
Thank you very much for having me.
Excellent. Well, thanks for coming on. Now, you're retired at 40. You used to work at Ford. You actually owned, how do you describe it? A large-scale family entertainment center just outside of Ward 10.
Boppers, and I didn't own it. I was the general manager.
Oh, general manager. I'm sorry.
Manager.
But now you're retired. So why did you decide to get into municipal politics, and then why in Ward 10?
I was always interested in politics. Always interested in politics. I took my first politics class in high school. Believe it or not, the principal's teaching a politics class. I took it, fell in love with it. Unfortunately, marriage, kids, the timing, it just wasn't there for me. My kids are now teenagers. I have the time. Like I said, I'm retired. And I can put my full force, my full commitment into Ward 10. I ran in Ward 10 because I was born, raised in Ward 10. It is it's where I've been my entire life. I know Ward 10 like the back of my hand.
Excellent.
Okay, one of the big issues you're saying out there on the trail is Dominion.
Dominion is a disaster. Dominion and Northwood is a huge mess. If anyone's driven down Dominion, there's ditches on the side. The grass is taller than 10 feet tall. The city used to trim it down 5-6 times a year. It got done once this year. The ditches are dangerous. They're very unsightly. That road needs to be expanded. The ditches need to be filled in. It needs to be expanded 3 lanes. We need curbs. We need the sewers put in. Northwood and Dominion, where Holy Names High School is, we need to open it up, put a turning signal. There's been so many times when I pick up my daughter at Holy Names that I've seen horn honking. I've seen people out of frustration just bolting through that red light. There's kids there. The safety is a huge issue there.
Excellent. Another interesting thing that you have on your website is you talk about the development of a 311 app where people can report graffiti, the derelict buildings, long grass. Where'd you get that idea from? Why do you think that's a good idea?
I'm all into iPhones. I'm all into the technology part. I don't think Eddie gets enough credit for developing the 311 app, that 311 service that we have. But people are still intimidated by calling 311. There's still that intimidation factor. So with an app, everyone's on their phone. If you see something, you see a tree that's dead, snap a picture of it. With the GPS on your phone, the city will know exactly where it's at. You don't have to call anybody. You don't have to give your name. You don't have to give your phone number. Click it. It goes to our building department. It goes to whatever department it needs to go to. The city's there to fix it up.
Yeah, makes a lot of sense.
Okay, one of the we got to mention this. It's a general rule in politics is you're not supposed to mention your opponent, unless of course your opponent is Al Magny. He obviously ran into some trouble with the library credit card scandal. In some eyes, he's redeemed himself. What are residents saying at the door about him, if in fact they're saying anything at all?
His name still gets mentioned. I know he got an endorsement from a couple people. I don't know where they're getting their information from. They're not talking to the people in Ward 10, because the people in Ward 10 are not forgiving. His name comes up 9 out of 10 times. There's still a bad taste in people's mouth with what had happened. People work really hard for their money, and they remember what happened, and it leaves a sour note. They're really frustrated. There are some people who are going to forgive and forget. Not very many. It's unfortunate. I'm sure he's not very happy that he.
Sure.
But it was. What would happen if people didn't? The Windsor Star was the one that came out and investigated, and right. What would happen if they didn't? Where would we be now? Like how much money would have been gone, right? He stopped at it was 20,000, 20.
Yeah, I don't know, but it's still a big issue on the trail.
It is still a huge.
All right, and what else? So Dominion Northwood, you mentioned flooding as well. Do you have a plan to fix flooding, or is it?
We need to get the engineers out. We need to design. We have to put the money in. Back in the 70s and 80s, the money wasn't invested into the infrastructure. we're paying the price now. In order to fix this, we need to bite the bullet. We need to fix the infrastructure. We need to put the money in. We have money to build a pool. We gotta have money to fix our roads and our sewers.
Okay. How about the Auditor General? Where do you stand on that? Should the city have an Auditor General?
Auditor General, yes, absolutely. Don't think of it as it's very good value for the money. You need the Auditor General can find things, can save us money. It's a good checks and balance for the city and for the taxpayer. They want value for the money.
Okay. Very interesting. I checked your Twitter feed. We like to sort of scratch beneath the surface a little bit on the candidates. You lost a ton of weight.
I did.
Tell us about that. It's an amazing story.
I was always that chubby kid in school. When you have a restaurant and you pretty much have your own personal chef, the weight starts to come up and come up and come up. When you retire, it goes it goes wild. So I had issues with my knees, my back, sleeping, and all the issues that you have with being overweight. I was hitting 350. Something needed to be done. I keep looking at my children who were small at the time, 6, 7, 8 years old. So I talked it over with doctors. I did some investigation, and I did the gastric bypass in 2005. 2009. And best thing I ever did. I went from 350 to 178. I'm 185 as of this morning. I've been this for 5 years. Been this way for 5 years, and I feel amazing. I feel young. I feel energetic. I feel like an 18-year-old. Best decision I ever made.
Well, congratulations. A lot of hard work.
Thank you.
Now in Ward 10, there are 8 candidates, I think, who are running for the seat of council. That could just be a representation of, I guess, the distrust in the current council member. It could just be that maybe someone saw that as an open opportunity to kind of sit in. Why did you decide to run, and why should they vote for you?
I decided to run mainly because of the distrust from our current councilor. I chose Ward 10 because my family's been in Ward 10. I have history in Ward 10 since the 1950s. As a matter of fact, the car wash that my family had started is still in the corner of St. Patrick's and Tecumseh, and it's still in operation today. We don't own it no more, but that business is still viable, still functioning. My roots are in Ward 10. My parents are on St. Patrick's. I built down the street on Askin. My grandparents live across the street from my parents. My brother lives behind me. My aunt lives a few streets over. My entire family lives right in that area. I've been a Ward 10 resident my entire life. I have the unique opportunity where I'm retired. I could put a full-time commitment into Ward 10. There's some other candidates that are running. Like the saying goes, the customer is always right. The customer comes first. Those candidates will put their customers first. Don't be fooled. They will put their customers first because their customers are number one. You will be my customer. Ward 10 residents are my customers. I'm making a full-time commitment, not 5 days a week, 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. I will be available.
Okay. Santino Pirrone, he's running in Windsor's Ward 10. Thanks for joining us in the Windsor Star News Cafe.
I appreciate it. Thank you very much for having me. October 27th is Election Day. Monday is just around the corner. Putting up signs on your lawn, making a donation, helping canvass is all great. If you really want to help your candidate out, you have to get out and vote. We need everyone to get out. Put your say in, put your vote in, and let's make Windsor a better place.
Amen.
Boom.
And come and check out this place. It's amazing. You guys see this place. It's great.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you.